Hi, welcome to Llanelli Festival. I'm Jonathan Williams.
And I'm Josh Thomas.
We're here today to find out what goes on in the Llanelli Festival and to interview some of the voluntary groups and people that have turned up today.
So when did you begin pantomime?
My first panto in 1981 with Babes in the Wood with the Everyman Theatre Company.
What made you want to become an actor in pantomime?
Well, I was asked to be in pantomime about 2 or 3 years before, because I was a comedian working the clubs in South Wales. But I wasn't a children's entertainer. But then, when I read the script, I said, yes, I'll do it.
What's been your favourite pantomime you've performed in?
Oh, my favourite one is probably, I like Aladdin, because it's very colourful, and I'm in and out of the washing machine and through the mangle.
What's been your favourite role you've played?
Oh, probably, well, my favourite role is Denny Top, because I'm Denny Top in everyone. Yes. And I'm Denny Top in the next one as well.
Are you sad about the closing of the old Llanelli Theatre?
Yes, because Theatre Llanelli was we classed as our home. It was fantastic, but a Furnace, well, it's a fantastic theatre, and it was a tremendous honour to be asked to open it. So our group, the Friendship Theatre, were over the moon.
How many pantomimes have you starred in since you began?
My next panto will be my 35th.
What pantomime is that going to be?
We are doing Dick Whittington and his cat next year, from January the 9th to January the 26th.
And have you starred alongside what's the most famous person you've starred alongside in one of the pantomimes?
Oh, well, not in panto, but I have worked on television with Sir Anthony Hopkins, yes, Philip Murdoch, who else? And when I worked in the clubs, I worked with lots of well-known stars of the entertainment business.
What did you act in with Anthony Hopkins?
Oh, that was a play about, what was it? It was a long time ago now, because he hadn't become as famous as he is now. And it was to do with milk taxes in Wales.
Is there a pantomime that you'd like to act in that you haven't yet acted in?
No, not really. We've covered all the popular ones, and we tend to do them every 6-7 years.
Is there any other passions apart from pantomime that you have, hobbies in your spare time as well?
Well, I was a scout leader for 42 years. I love being in Scouts, so it's tremendous there. And I do a lot of appearances as Denny Tup at fetes and give talks. And so if anybody wants to talk by Denny Tup, be free to ask any time.
And what advice would you give to anyone who wants to go into acting in pantomimes and theatre and things like that?
Well, I started when I was about 4 years of age. So start as young as you can. There are lots of groups in Llanelli, musical companies, drama groups. Go along. You may not want to go on the stage, you may want to work in the backstage. Every group will welcome you.
And what's your favourite thing about acting?
Being somebody different to what you really are, and getting away with it.
Right, thank you for being willing to do the interview as well.
My pleasure, thank you.
Thank you for being willing to do the interview. What is it that you do?
I'm an illusionist and magician.
What made you want to be an illusionist and a magician?
I started my life as a street magician in India long time ago. And from there, I came to medicine. I did all the highest degree in this country. I became a qualified surgeon, and then again qualified as a radiologist. And I was a consultant radiologist for Prince Philip and Llanelli Hospital for 20 years. And all I wanted, just to go back to my childhood dream, to become a magician and illusionist. That's what I become.
What age did you start?
I think I started from the age of 7 or 8.
And What's your proudest moment while being an illusionist?
Well, I have done shows throughout the world. I won all the top prizes in Russia, Canada, America. China, I didn't get any prize. Japan, yes. And, well, I don't know, you watched the program called Britain Has Got Talent. 2008, I was one of the semi-finalists and the only semi-finalist from whole South Wales. And from 96,000, I came to last 35, and I was quite proud about it.
So what's your favourite venue you've performed?
I do all the theatres and stages, and I have done all the theatres in South Wales, but I like most the Grand Theatre, but nowadays don't get much of a call for illusion. It's not a very popular line. It's either you have to be a singer or a comedian. And I would definitely like to be invited to Theatre Fornesia, which place I've given my life as a medical man. And nowadays I don't get any invitation. I hope I'll get one day and definitely give an amazing show.
Have you got any other passions, any other hobbies? Or...
Any other hobbies? Well, I play flute. That's right.
Is that easy or is that hard?
For that also I started from my school life, and mostly I play the Indian tunes.
Do you have any advice for other people hoping to get into the illusionist or the magician path?
Don't think in terms of money. If you like the subject, carry on practicing, don't stop. Doesn't matter who says what. You know, by practice and by your imagination, you can achieve anything.
Do you have any magic tricks you can show us?
Yes, anytime.
Have you got one for us now?
Yes, sure. Where do I stand? I have to take a stand somewhere.
Oh, we'll...
So that you can see it clearly.
We'll stand here.
Is that clearly visible from here?
Yep.
Can you see my hand? Visible clearly? Go back a bit. Thank you, guys.
thank you for being willing to do the interview. Thank you very much, and yeah, good luck for the future.
Thank you. I just wanted to mention one thing, that I don't do anybody else's magic. I am an inventor, I do my own tricks, and I practice them well, and I do a lot of stage shows. So come and see whenever I get a chance to, what do you call them, amaze you in theatre furnace.
When's your next show?
I've got one in Four Winds next month. I'm invited by the British Actors Association, which I'm a member of. I'm an equity member. So they call me almost every 6-8 weeks time for different shows in different stage and theatres.
Brilliant. Thank you for being interviewed.
Have a nice day.
Hi, we're here with Anne Evans, who's the chair of Llanelli Multicultural Network. Hello, Anne.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Llanelli Multicultural Network. Can you tell me about it?
Well, it's an organisation that we try to help people from all different countries and Welsh people, helping people to integrate into this community, helping them with education and employment, all sorts of things really. We've got a big project at the moment called Pinocchio,
Yes.
which is an international project involving 4 different countries.
What countries are they?
Switzerland, Italy, Wales and Poland. And the focus is on lifelong learning really, intergenerational learning. And we'll be going to Florence soon, some of us, in September. We've already had visits, all the groups came to Wales, and then once we've been to Poland, and then there's a visit to Switzerland. Yeah.
So, what are you doing here today then?
Today we've got a stall, we're advertising the Pinocchio project. We're trying to find new members.
Can anyone join?
Anyone can join, any nationality. We've got lots of Welsh members as well as all the different countries, because it's all about people learning about each other really.
Would I have to pay anything? Or?
No, it's all free. It's all free. All we ask is for your email, and then we can send out messages. We've got quite a big database with lots of members, and that's how we communicate mainly, is through email.
I haven't edited out for a sec. I forgot I was going to ask you then, didn't I? Where do you usually meet?
We're just in the process of moving premises. We will be meeting from September in the Scout Hall in Llanelli,
All right.
in Andrew Street.
Yes.
Which is a little bit hidden, but a lot of people know the Scout Hall in Llanelli, so we're hoping people will manage to find us. And we meet on a Thursday morning.
Right.
We teach English lessons at the drop-in, and we often have children's activities if it's the holiday time, and we add on other events then to do with healthcare. The fire service sometimes come, or any different agency that we think could be helpful to our members.
Yeah.
We get them to come and talk and help people.
So how are you funded at the moment?
At the moment, we are a voluntary group, so we're applying for funds from different sources. We're going to have a health project to do with eye care. We're looking at different things at the moment to get funding, because we used to have a project behind us that had more money,
Yes.
but now we have to do it all ourselves, so we're in the process of doing that.
I mean, you're all volunteers, you said, yeah?
At the moment, we're all volunteers, yeah. We're all working hard.
So what's your website address?
Our website address is www.multiculturalnetwork. No, it's not.
It's not. It's LMCN, isn't it, or something?
I'm getting muddled with my... What am I? LMCN.org.
Right, so again now, isn't it?
Do that again.
So, what's your website address if anybody needs information?
LMCN.org.
www. Right, I'll do it again now.
What is it? www.
Was it www. Has no one any leaflets?
I haven't got one. I don't...
Is it lmcn.org, is it?
I'm not used to using that much, you see. I use my other one. www.lmcn.org.uk must be, isn't it?
Is it? Sure?
Or is it just org?
Just org, innit?
Could it just be org? Is that possible?
Could be, yeah.
It is then. It is. Try again.
Right, okay. So if anybody find out any information, have you got a website?
Yeah, it's www.lmcn.org.
Thank you, Anne. Thanks.
I'm with Marta and Kasia from the Polish Welsh Association. What is it that you do?
We work in, like you said, Polish Welsh Association. It's kind of like British Citizen Advice Bureau, but for Polish people.
When did you start the association?
I started 7 years ago. Kasia joined us last year? Yeah, last year.
What made you want to start the association?
Job? Or, no, I didn't start the association. Our Halina Ashley started, so we are just joined after that.
And what's the proudest moment, the biggest thing you've accomplished so far?
The biggest thing which we accomplished.
Helping people solve legal issues, problems they meet with the tribunals, things like that. People who may end up on the street, and through the help from Polish Welsh Association, we fight for them, we translate, we liaise with lawyers, and we help them to stay in the country or find jobs.
Yeah, was it the same?
Yeah, because we got quite equal positions, so it's hard to say what was the biggest one. I think everything is important, depends on situation.
So, do you throw any events at all, and what's been your favourite one that you throw?
We, as I think, Valentine's Day. No, we don't do like special events. Just we join festivals like that and stuff. Yeah.
Do you have any other passions and hobbies?
Of course. Of course.
I like hip hop, I like rollerblading, skateboarding.
Do you have any advice for anyone who would want to join the association at all?
Just pop in. We are based on Murray Street in Llanelli, and we can give the best advice ever.
Brilliant, thank you for being willing to be interviewed. No, thank you. Thank you. I'm here with Rowena and Linda of the Buryport Opera. So what is it that you do in the opera?
Well, this year we're doing The Merry Wives of Windsor, and the performances are...
It's on October the 30th, November the 1st and 2nd, and it starts at 7 o'clock. So come in droves. You'll have a good time, I can guarantee.
When did the opera start? When did you start it up? Or?
I started with Buryport about 3 years ago. This is my 4th opera now. But I was in opera before years ago. And it's still in the blood. I'd like to do it, you know. So it's a good thing. I'd advise anybody to do it.
I started Buryport in 1988, and Macbeth was my first opera. And whilst being in this, I have belonged to another 2 operatic societies, which unfortunately have folded. But Buryport Opera is the only opera in Wales, I believe, that does grand opera. And there is a difference.
How old were you when you started?
My age, you asking now? I started 4 years ago with Buryport, but previous to that I started with Cadoxton Opera Society back in 1972. But unfortunately that has disbanded, and as Linda said, Buryport are the only ones in South Wales and around a large area that do a grand opera, you know. It was still in the blood and I still wanted to do it, and this was my opportunity.
What's your proudest moment as well, for the proudest moment of opera?
Yes. Singing, for me, I glow inwardly, and it's a joy meeting each rehearsal your friends, and we have a wonderful musical director. That's why I'm still with it after 25 years. So I, like Rowena, used to belong to Cadoxton, but as Rowena said, unfortunately it folded. So we're here because we enjoy singing.
Oh, I'm just proud to be in it. Every minute of it, and especially on stage, and when you've had the last night, it's really to think that, gosh, I've done this, it's wonderful, absolutely wonderful.
What's your favourite venue you've played?
I liked Elisa de l'Amore because that was the first opera I did back in 1972 with Cadoxton Opera. So that was, although I do like the others, but one I would say, yes, that is the one.
What's your favourite venue you've played?
I wouldn't say it's my favourite, but which will always stick in my mind is my first opera, Macbeth, which we have repeated since, because it's so exciting. Well, everything about opera is exciting. It's very dramatic, and you just have to listen, and the music tells you everything.
Do you have any other passions and hobbies aside from singing and opera?
Well, I mean, when you're singing, we live miles away from each other, but you meet other people, which you branch off into other parts of life, and life is what you make it yourself. And as I said earlier on, singing for me, it gives me life.
Well, as Linda said, music is my life as well. Been retired as well now for a good few years, but I'm in 2 choirs as well, so music is food of life.
What about any advice you'd give to anyone who is hoping to get into opera or singing or performing?
Definitely give it a go. Definitely give it a go.
Yes. We have, with the opera, we have professional singers, and it makes us very, very proud that if we can catch them after they've been training, coming from university and going to a different type of singing school, and then we've been lucky enough to have them to engage them to sing as a professional, and then way down the years then when they're singing Covent Garden and places of that ilk, it's so very, very pleasing.
Thank you for willing to be interviewed. It was nice to meet you.
Thank you for speaking to us both.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Here with me today is former Llanelli AM, Catherine Thomas. Hello, Catherine.
Hiya.
So what have you been doing since the old becoming Assembly member for Llanelli?
Well, it's 6 years now, and I can't believe how quickly that time has flown. Life has been rather varied during that time. Immediately after the election, I was actually appointed to the position of manager of an organisation called the Wales Women's National Coalition. And the coalition was all about developing policy that impacted on women in Wales. So again, there was a link to the Assembly, trying to influence policy and law there, and also working with Westminster. And I thoroughly enjoyed that. It was a big challenge, but it was a job that I loved, and in relation to a subject area that I'm passionate about. But something else that I've always been interested in is design and many aspects of design. And I decided I wanted to do something completely different, take a complete career move, switch, and I studied then creative arts for 4 years in Coleg Sirgar in Amberford. I graduated last year, and I was thrilled because I, as a friend, we put an exhibition of our work together, and we were nominated for something called a Medal for Excellence.
Oh, right.
And just before Christmas, we discovered that we'd actually been awarded the medal. So it was a UK-wide competition, and then just in the summer now, in June, we went up to London with other medal winners to celebrate the success. So it's a mix of different design, but the area that I focused on was eventually interior design. So I
So you fancy yourself as a bit of a Lawrence Llewellyn Bowen, do you?
Absolutely not, no. No. No, he's got his strengths. But no, it's just the fact that design, like politics, impacts on every area of your life. You know, even the chairs we're sitting on now, you know, the way you're sitting.
Yeah, they're not the very best designed, are they? So.
But it's design, you know. So like politics, it's got that in common.
So what are you doing here today?
Oh, I'm here today because I'm involved with the Llanelli Festival History Group. I'm proud still to be the group's president.
Yes.
And I'm also a committee member of the Workers' Educational Association. So I've done my time with the WEA stand, I've done a bit of time with the Llanelli Festival History Group stand, and I've walked around, and it's been a brilliant opportunity to meet friends.
There's a good chance to sit down at the moment then.
Yeah, and just to see people that I've known for many years and catch up, it's a good opportunity to see people and just to see what's going on in Llanelli. You know, it's a vibrant town with so many different organisations and groups, so many people giving of their own time, and it's a real celebration of that. And you know, hats off to Benita and William for organising this event, and I know for the people who helped them, but they're the sort of main drivers. It's a lot of work, you know, and it's a brilliant event, so very glad to be here.
Thank you for coming.
Pleasure, thank you very much.
I'm here now with Anne and Alison from Llanelli Guide Dogs from the Blind fundraising team. So tell me about Guide Dogs for the Blind.
We're here today to try and raise money, obviously, to pay for more guide dogs, and we're here to raise awareness of the problem with blind and partially sighted people is that unless they have a guide dog or a family member that can take them out, they're housebound. And there are several 100,000 people in the country that are housebound because they can only go out with a relative, whereas a guide dog, they can go whenever they want, wherever they want. The guide dog makes them aware of obstacles, helps them cross the road, gets them on long buses, and without the dog they couldn't go anywhere.
So who have you brought with us today?
We've got Teddy with us today, and Teddy's a retired guide dog, and Teddy's been adopted by Anne.
Yes. How old is Teddy?
He's 11 now. His owner unfortunately passed away, but before she died she was in the home, and I used to take Teddy up to visit her, and she asked if I would adopt him because he got used to staying with me.
So how long do they stay guide dogs for? I mean,
normally,
when do they start? Do they start as puppies or what?
Well, they start actually working at about a year and a half to 2 years after because they're trained right from the day they're born, and then they start working officially about up to a year and a half to 2 years, and normally by about 8 years old the dog obviously wants to retire. I mean, sometimes they sort of tell the owner in the way they react to things that, you know, I don't want to work anymore, and then they retire him. The owners can keep him obviously and have another guide dog or whatever circumstances.
There's a lot of trust must go into a person when they have the guide dog. I mean, there must be a lot of training behind to get that trust.
The dogs are puppy walked with a family for about the first 12 months to get them used to all different situations, getting on and off buses and trains and shops and anything that they might meet in their working life. And then they go to a specialist training centre for guide dogs, and they get nearly a year of training there. And then they're matched with a suitable blind or partially sighted person. And there's a lot of work goes into matching the right dog with the right owner, so that the working partnership is the best that it can possibly be.
So how many people would you say have got guide dogs in Wales at the moment? Or?
I'm not sure of the exact figures of working guide dogs in Wales at the moment, but you can find out all that sort of information on the Guide Dogs website.
Yes.
And anything you want to know about training guide dogs, and you can also sponsor a puppy.
Yes.
On the Guide Dogs website for £1 a week. You get updates and photos of the training as the puppy progresses and how he's getting on until he's matched with a blind person.
So if somebody wanted to volunteer for you today, I mean, how would they contact you? Have you got contact details?
We've got contact details. You can go on to the Guide Dogs website and click on the Llanelli District branch, or you can contact us on the telephone numbers in the area, 01792 895 889, which is Sandra, our secretary for the branch. And in October, I'm hoping to do the Cardiff Half Marathon to raise money for guide dogs. And if we get enough money, we'll be able to sponsor a puppy. Or if we get £2,500, we'll be able to name the guide dog. And if you want to sponsor me, you can go to the justgiving.com website and find Alison's Cardiff Half Marathon page, and you can sponsor me there. Or you can text 70070 ASHJ and the amount you'd like to donate on the Vodafone text page.
Excellent. I think Teddy is
he's taking his retirement
very seriously, isn't he? He's used to being in front of the camera, I think, isn't he?
He really loves being. He's really photogenic. He really poses and he loves people.
Well, thank you, Alison. Thank you, Anne.
Thank you very much.
And finally, my next guest is Benita Rees, who's the event coordinator for the Llanelli Festival. Hello, Benita.
Thank you.
Must be a very tiring day.
It is. It's been exhausting 2 days, really, because we were here yesterday and today, but the hard work is all worthwhile when you see so many people enjoying themselves. And it showcased Llanelli at its best.
So, I've heard, though, sadly, this is going to be the last year, though.
It is, yes. Unfortunately, the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. Will and I are getting too tired now, so it's time for somebody else to take over the reins.
So how do you feel? Because it's been going on for now a number of years, and
4 years.
4 years. How do you think it's been successful in all that time?
Well, I'm sad it's going to be the last one, because I thought somebody may have wanted to take it on board, because it's really, really good showing Llanelli at its best, allowing the groups to showcase themselves, and most of these are volunteers, and it's their main chance so they can see. The first year we didn't know what to expect, but it was successful, and people said, would we do it again? And then again, the next year it was successful, and they asked again if we could do it. And now this one, a lot of people are sad that it's going to be the last one, and we are. But there comes a time when everybody's got to say, well, that's it.
Hand the baton on.
Hand the baton on. I hope that somebody will take up the baton.
So, you're also involved with a number of other groups.
Well, mainly history,
yes,
but also old age. So it's Llanelli Historical Society and the Glanamore and Tishire History Group, which we call the G&T,
yes,
which raises a few laughs, and an old age group that meets since the Barnabas Hall at Llewellyn Street on the Wednesday. So we've got so much to keep us busy. We've got plenty to do.
So you've also written many books over the years.
Well, we put our books on a CD-ROM because it's a computer age, but my main aim was always to write a book. So we did finally get round to writing a book about Llanelli's historic homes, and it was called Historic Homes in and Around Llanelli, and it was so successful we had to have a reprint. So we're pleased with that. I achieved my ambition, and now it's time to say, well, that's okay, I've got where I wanted to go. And,
so no more books?
Well, never say never.
Yeah.
At the moment, I haven't got any more plans, because unfortunately, as you get older, your memory goes as well.
It's handy having a computer, you can write everything down.
Well, this is it.
As long as you save, isn't it?
That's it, save it, yes.
As long as you remember to save it.
You remember, and I've forgotten to save mine many a time. And before I had a computer, I never swore. But I tell you what, I can swear with the best nabby now.
So what do you think has been the highlight of the last 4 years?
Oh, the highlights. Oh, I think every year at the festival, when we've seen so many people coming and so willing to help, and the community spirit, because there's a great community spirit, and it's given everybody a chance. I think they say it's network to network.
Yes, network, yes.
So, it's been a forum for people meeting, and then sort of making new friends, meeting old friends, making new. So there's no particular highlight, it's just the whole process.
Have you got a memorable moment?
Memorable moment? Oh, in the festival, you mean?
Without swearing, yes.
I try not to. I can't think that there's real one memorable. Oh, the belly dancers.
Oh, right, yeah.
One year we had the belly dancers, and I've never seen so many men on the floor watching the belly dancers.
I think I was one of them.
You were one of them, right there. And and also the little Polish girl and her friend. They were dressed in national costume, and the Buryport Operatic, who always dressed in period costume. So they were the highlights, because that was lovely. I thought that was brilliant. But the little Polish girl stole the show.
So what's your plans for the rest of the day now then?
Well, the rest of the day is to sit down, have 5 minutes now to recuperate, so that we can start loading everything into the car and clearing away after.
And then back home, have a cup of tea.
And back home, have a cup of tea, feet up, and watch the telly, and don't do anything till tomorrow.
There we are. Thank you very much, Benita.
Thank you.
Well, we've had a fantastic day today here for It's Your Town. Join us next time, where we will probably be doing something even more interesting.